everyone, it's Heather from True North Spirit Medicine here. How are you going today? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my next Oracle card energy reading. I feel like it's been ages since I've done one, and I realised this morning that it has been a while since I've done one. I skipped May because I had the opportunity to go away for a short break. I was going to bring the video camera with me and a deck of cards, but I got in trouble from my friends. Like, no, have a break. I'm like, okay. So I did that. And then the beginning of this month, I had a window of time at home where I could film and there was no one around. But my assignments were all due that week and I was exhausted. And funnily enough though, once I submitted the assignments, I thought, oh, I've still got an hour or so. I picked up the video camera and I'd forgotten to charge it the day before or even the morning of. And I thought, oh, it's probably be all right. Anyway, I turned it on. It lasted about 2 seconds and then it literally said battery exhausted on the back. And I went, okay, I'm not filming today. And then went and lay on the couch and promptly fell asleep and had a nap. So that was probably good timing. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's been a while and I hope you've been well. There've been some really big waves of energy, I suppose, influx of new high frequency energy is what I want to say coming to us on the earth. Yeah, so the advice is always the same. Welcome it in. Welcome the high frequency love energy in as much as you can. Doing it with your water is a really good idea. You know, sort of blessing or just announcing to the water molecules as you drink them that you welcome in the high frequency of love or whatever words you want to use. And or in your meditations as well, you can do the same thing. And of course, it's all balance. It's all about balance, isn't it? So to counterbalance the high frequency energy is coming in, it's a really good idea to make sure that you're grounded. Okay, so bare feet on the earth if you can, hug a pot plant, connect with nature, even if it's just through your eyeballs out the window at a tree, or if you don't have much nature around you where you are, then you can, you know, use the energy of Gaia and ask it to rise up to meet you wherever you are, you know, even if it's a photograph from a picnic or something, you know. But yes, connecting with the earth and ground, like, you know, you got to ground electricity, you know, otherwise things go a bit frazzled and haywire. And it's the same thing with our systems, right? There's crystals. A friend of mine gave me gave me a lovely crystal, sort of a flat stone that fits really nicely and feels really lovely in your hand. We think it's black tourmaline. That's why I patted my hand when I was talking about the grounding stones, because she just gave it to me the other day. It was quite lovely for my birthday. Yeah, so, you know, all the earthy coloured crystals, you know, or stones or gems or whatever. So carnelian, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, the jaspers. The jaspers, it sounds like a group of people. I love jasper, actually. You know, all of the red, brown, copper coloured ones, the black ones, all of the earthy toned, you know, garnets and whatever. You know, they're really good for grounding too. So holding them, or I know people that used to put them in their bras, and what did my friend always call it? Grandmother's hand basket. Yeah, so all of those practices are really important. Because there's a lot going on. It's all good, but there's just a lot, okay? What else? I did write a note. Having holidays is really nice. Balance, grounding. Boundaries and openness was the last thing I sort of jotted down on my little post-it note this morning. So last month was a lot of that fiery Aries energy. Which you may or may not have come up against. I certainly did, which wasn't necessarily pleasant, but it made me have stronger boundaries about what is acceptable to me in certain situations or whatever, right? So yeah, I was thinking of that when I wrote down boundaries and the counterbalance. Everything is duality, up, down, black, white, left and right, you know, everything is in balance. So boundaries and openness. So it's about, you know, continuing to lead with the heart, you know, making heart-centered decisions in as much as of your life as you are comfortable with, and then expanding that. So that openness. And with that, I was going to say within that, but with that is that strong boundary of, here is my limit. Battery was exhausted for me at the beginning of the month, so I didn't film, you know, for example. This person's behavior was untenable, so I went, right, I'm changing, I'm leaving, you know, or whatever the situation is. Or think of your energy field, you know, when you do your meditations and you've got that, was it 8 meter, 26 feet, or reverse that. Sorry, maths brain's not working at the moment. You know, bubble of light around you, and can be quite diffuse at the edges at times, but sometimes it really needs to be a container for your energy, and having that strong boundary around yourself is actually really important. And especially now, they're saying with this new, well, it's new to us, they're laughing, you know, high frequency energy coming in, you know, it's that dark light balance, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, in some ways we're seeing the rise of right-wing political parties and stuff, and people trying to push the boundaries in that way. And that is a reaction to the increase in light, right? So this darker energy, this greed, corruption, lack of integrity, you know, divisiveness, all of that kind of stuff is going to get a bit louder. They're showing me an image, it's quite funny. So as the light gets brighter, the noise will get a bit louder, but the light's already won. They just haven't understood that yet. They just don't know that yet. They showed me a funny image. It's like a mouse with a megaphone, like a tiny little mouse trying to yell with like a megaphone, a loudspeaker thing. That's quite funny. And that feels quite apt. Okay, so the goal here with this political stuff, I know it's happening in my country, I know it's happening in lots of other countries. The goal is to keep your eye on the prize. So that culture, the society, the utopia versus dystopia, you know, we want to live in peace and love and compassion, and everyone to have enough and no one to go without. Why do we need a trillionaire if there are people starving and sleeping on the streets? Like, all of that nonsense, literally nonsense, is coming to light. I was saying to someone at lunch the other day, I really like that more and more people are seeing it now. I was having lunch with some lovely friends of mine, and you know, it's not just us. It's not just this handful of people sitting around a table going, why is everyone so mean, you know? But everyone's seeing it now. Everyone's saying it now, you know, well, majority of people anyway. So there is hope, and you can see it when you look for it. If you look at the mainstream headlines, it's not there. It's not there yet. Although even within those articles, you can kind of see the shift. I think they're realising that they can't keep beating that old drum anymore. But yeah, you know, there's what's that saying? The price of democracy, or the price of freedom, is eternal vigilance. And I feel like we're in that now, like keeping that boundary of faith in something better coming, and the world that we want to see more of, you know, because it's already here. It's a frequency of, you know, vibrations of energy, frequency of particular frequencies of energy of, you know, love, light and peace and balance. So it's already here and it's already operating, but we just want to see more of it. And the way that we see more of it is not to get stuck in the dark with those old people, with those old values and that old dinosaur way of thinking, you know, dig it up and burn it kind of mentality, you know. So we don't focus on that. We're aware of it and we put our boundaries up against that. But our energy is over here. Love, light, peace, balance. Enough for everybody, you know, fairness and justice for all. Yeah, that felt like a bit of a long opening spiel, but there you go. That's what they have to say about that. That's nice. Okay. Tea. I got my little post-it note of merchy stuff. Plant communication course is still up on Udemy. Sorry, sometimes I talk too fast from my mouth. All of the links for this stuff are in the description box of this video and all of the videos. And the links are also on my website. The link for my website is below. Plant communication course, still rocking and rolling. I've got 25 or so students now. Hooray, welcome, thank you. I'm still working on the next course, the psychic development one. It's been put on the back burner. I think I mentioned this before. That the editing the next Udemy online teaching course and working on the Oracle card deck have kind of been put on the back burner while I've been at art school. So I'm studying visual art at college. I don't know if I mentioned that, but anyway, that's what I've been doing. It's lots of fun. I really like it. Yeah, but during the semester, I'm busy with that, you know. But I've got quite a long break. I get like 5 weeks off or something this between semesters. Anyway, so I'm planning on doing some editing next week on the new course, but you can still get the original one now. There's the spirit guide meditation, upgrade your energy meditation, and the chakra balance meditation, all up for sale. Reasonably priced, lifetime usage. Still doing readings, still doing Reiki. Still got the merch shops. Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, join in. Okay, so 2 decks. Angels and Angels and Ancestors Oracle Card Deck by Kyle Gray. I'm just trying to talk too fast. Definitely used this before. This came up in conversation at lunch the other day. And I was like, this morning I was like, yes, I want to use that one. And Work Your Light Oracle Cards by Rebecca Campbell. Artwork by Danielle Knoll. The Kyle Gray artwork is by Lily Moses. I've used both of these with you before. They're a nice balance, they're saying. I'm sort of noticing too now, like did I use these 2 last time? I can't remember. Anyway, I might have used the same pair last time. I have no idea. Anyway, it's a good balance of the earthy groundedness of the Kyle Gray deck and the shiny high vibe of the Work Your Light Oracle card deck. I feel like I said this last time. Anyway, obviously still need that balance if it's the same decks. Okay, so I'm shuffling the cards, as you can probably hear. Sorry, I'll hold them away from the microphone. God, sometimes doing these videos is funny. It's like when I was a teacher. I was high school and adult education teacher, and you'd sometimes just forget that there were people in front of you watching what you were doing, which is a bit random because that's the whole point, but you do actually really forget. Anyway, it's just funny. Okay, so I'm choosing, so I've got eagle, see from a higher perspective. That's nice. So I was going to go 3 and 2. I frowned because I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh yeah, no, that's a positive card. Oh yeah. And then I was about to say I was going to do 2 and 1, but I've just chosen 3 from the Kyle Gray deck. Okay, and 1 from the Work Your Light deck. Sorry, me shuffling cards on camera is not that exciting. Okay, so I have, are they in the right order? Yeah, funny. Get grounded. I was gonna okay, so I've got 5 cards. Okay, I'm just going to have a squeeze on my little table. I feel like they're in the right order, you know. That's good. I like it. Part of my brain, my logical brain, wants to reorder the Kyle Gray cards. But that's just me going, I think they should be in that order, rather than this is the order they need to be in for this reading on this day. That's interesting. That what I just said will make sense in a moment. Oh, there's a cool breeze coming through. It's winter here. It's the beginning of winter here at the moment. It's a subtropical winter, so it's not too bad. All things considered. We don't get like minus 35 and, you know, snot freezing like you do in Canada kind of stuff. But it's relative, isn't it? You know. And all our houses are built for 8, 9, 10 months of hot weather. So the houses are quite cold. So you feel it when it is cold. And I've left some windows open because it's not, well, anyway, stop talking about the weather, Heather. Do you like my cup? It's a bit cheeky. Can you see it? Hang on. That's quite funny. Look. I like it. I'm having chai. All right. I'll stop faffing around and I will do the channely bit and they will read the cards as we go along, I'm guessing, because that's what we normally do. Add some water. Okay. Greetings, dear ones, and thank you for joining us again here today. As always, we welcome your presence. As always, we are gladdened to see you here. It fills our hearts with joy to see the numbers of people that gather here and the ripples of effect that you sitting in our presence has amongst those around you and those around you and those around you. So taking these moments of peace and stillness and connection ripple out far further than you may imagine. And we thank you for that, for stepping up and spreading the light, for shedding your skin, as one of the cards says, and for adding your piece to the puzzle of the light bringers of the universe. We honor you for this. And Heather is indeed correct, as we began to speak through her in her introduction, as she spoke of the balance of all things. It is indeed time to shed the old skins, to have a re-look at oneself through one's mirror, so to speak, and look quite carefully at that which you wish to discard. Imagine if you pulled out that, as they say, second drawer down in the kitchen, the drawer where the beaters and the this and the that and the mixing spoons and that drawer. When you decide to tidy that up and you pull it out and you look at what's there, you don't just fumble for the appliance, the tool that you need at that time to cook whatever it is you are making in the kitchen. You take the time, you look at each item, you take it out, you decide whether it's useful, whether it's not, whether it's still in good condition, whether it's not, whether it needs a clean or a dust because it's been there so long, whether somebody else could use it more than you. And then you decide what to keep. You might empty the whole drawer and wipe it out and dry it off and let it have a bit of sunshine. And then you place the items back in the drawer that you wish to keep. And the things that you do not wish to keep, you can disperse when you are ready. And it is that process, that having a good look, not just shutting the drawer, but having a good look, deciding what to keep, deciding what to discard, to pass on, to sell, to give away, to donate. And then to keep what is really treasured, what is really needed, what is really used. And being pleased with the effort of doing so. And each time you then open that second drawer down, you are pleased because you have more space and more light and more functionality in your life as well. And so it is that process that we ask each of you to do for each of yourselves as you look in the mirror. Perhaps when you are brushing your teeth before you go to sleep. Ask of yourself, what is it of myself I wish to keep? Ask of your dreams to give you guidance if you are not sure. And if you are not sure, that is perfectly fine as well. And if you don't feel you have much to discard at this point because you have already been in the process of shedding skins and shedding skins and shedding skins, then that is also fine. And we congratulate you on your efforts and we thank you for that light which you have released back into the universe by decluttering your soul, shall we say, decluttering your soul. Heather likes that phrase. She thinks it's funny. Decluttering your soul. It's good. And then of course you have room for new. The new to breathe in, the new energy to come in, more space in your cells. It is like we are showing Heather images of all your cells in your body packed tightly close together, and when you get rid of the ones that you do not need, more light can get in, and light brings love and regeneration and healing and hope and buoyancy to your life. And I'm sure we could all do with a lot more buoyancy in our lives. That hand up, that help up to remind us that we are not alone, that this wave of negativity that is trying to wash over us is really coming from a little mouth with a little loudspeaker. Do not entertain it too much, my friends. Do not lose sleep over it, my friends. Imagine yourself ducking under a wave instead of being overwhelmed by it. You have this power, my friends. If you are in conscious control of your energy, you have this power. And it is this looking in the mirror and this moment of reflection and this taking a breath before you react where the emotional intelligence comes in, where you have this power, my friends. You have the power to choose your responses to any given situation. You have the power to choose your reactions to any situation. You have the power to enhance the boundary around your energy field if you feel that you need to, like Heather did when she was being affronted, shall we say, by some negative behavior last month. Shields up, like in Star Trek episode, shields up, Captain. Yes, shields up indeed. It does not keep the love out and does not stop the light from shining. It's like a window. The window lets the light in, can keep the strong breezes out and the rain out, which is a blessing. But it lets the warmth and the light in, which is what we mean, which is what we need, which is what you deserve. And we will help you as always. We hold your hands every step of the way, my friends. We always, always, always hold your hands every step of the way. Heather is asking whether we will get to the cards. Perhaps. We are reminding her that we didn't have the microphone last month, so we have a bit more to say. And the feeling that we're giving her is that we are covering everything that is in these cards anyway, just in a different way. than we might have done in previous readings. And that is okay too. But Heather needed to open her eyes and look at them. Snake shed old skin. Broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Eagle, see from a higher perspective, which is the mirror that we were just talking about. That is your eagle's perch. That is the ability of the human to watch itself, the ability of the consciousness to be aware of itself, the ability of you to watch your thoughts. Not every animal on the planet has this ability. It is why you can dream, my friends. It is why you can dream. And the last two cards, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself and get grounded? Get grounded we have spoken of in the introduction, as Heather called it. But how can you mother yourself? It's a beautiful image of Mother Mary. We will show you these cards. Heather will find space in the video to place them in spaces that seem opportune, shall we say, as we have been speaking to the cards, as we have mentioned. The mothering of the self is an important one too. You can pat yourself on the back. You can do a happy dance like Heather did when she submitted her assignments for the semester, for the term. Whee! It is important to have those moments of celebration and reward. You do not need to wait for external forces or people to tell you or to congratulate you or to gift you with items of joy. And there's an important reminder here too that you can hug yourself. Remember, my friends, you can hug yourself. And remember that the cells in your body don't know the difference between an outside being, person or pet or whatever, and yourself, you know. So you can self-soothe. You can do the butterfly tap, tap, tapping. You can just give yourself a hug. The cell, know that, and you do it with the same energy intent as if you were hugging a loved one yourself or being hugged by a loved one yourself. And your body and your nervous system receive the same signals of comfort and safety. It is important, my friends, it is important. Even when you are in the shower perhaps, or the bath, or when you are drying yourself after washing yourself, you can do so with love and care. You can thank your knees and thank your shoulders and etc., etc. We will not name all of the body parts. But you understand our meaning. You can mother yourself in various ways, obviously with good sleep and good food and good rest, enough hydration and enough sunshine and enough good socialization, all of those things that we know that are good for the human systems. But there are the very physical, tactile, tangible things that you can do. Ask for a hug from your partner or your friend, if you are feeling that that is what you need, or your dog, your cat, come here, you know. And mostly they will oblige, humans and animals alike, mostly. And if not, do it yourself. That is fine too. Yes. We may leave you with that, my friends. We may leave you with that. And again, we thank you. We ask you to take a couple of big, deep breaths with us now, if that is okay. And another breathing in and out. Once more, breathing in and out. Thank you. It helps to ground the energy of this reading, this connection. I want to say this meeting into your energy systems even more, my friends. And it connects you with the network of those who see this video, my friends, those who are connected to this video, my friends, connected to us, not just through Heather as the channel, but through other channels who connect likewise with a similar or sometimes the same council of elders. For there are many of us here that sit at this table, so to speak. An uncountable number of guides and angels and divine helpers come to help and heal with you, come to assist with the ascension of humanity on the planet, come to assist you with your individual lives. We are with you every step of the way. We love you dearly. We honour your presence and we thank you again for being here with very much love. And so it is. Aha. Nice. Very good. Thank you. I liked that breathing together thing at the end. That was nice. And how interesting that, I know I haven't opened my eyes yet, how interesting that they read the cards differently this time. They didn't go one by one. It was sort of like they gave us the, I don't know the word, somewhere between, a cross between a headline and somewhere between a cross between a headline and an overview was what I was saying. The camera died. Well, actually the memory card got full. So anyway, just had to upload it to my laptop to see where it cut off because I had my eyes closed, and anyway, missed a bit of the ending, but never mind. So anyway, thank you for tuning in and watching, and I'm just filming this on my phone, so it'll look a bit different, a little bit wonky because I've already packed up the thing that you put the camera on. Oh God, you know, whatever, pedestal. That's not the right word. My logical brain stops working when I'm channeling. Anyway, sorry, my arm was getting sore. Thank you for tuning in and watching and liking and subscribing and doing all the wonderful things that you do. And I will talk to you again next month. Take care. Much love. Bye.